The very first Mishnah in Kiddushin tells us that one of the three ways to effect Kiddushin is with kesef. Indeed, that is the practice today, that a chassan gives his kala a ring, something of monetary value, and that is how they get married, kesef Kiddushin. The Gemara asks on the very first Omud in Maseches Kiddushin, Minolon, where do we learn this from? And the Gemara points to the beginning of this week's Sedra. When Avraham buys the field from Ephraim, the Gemara makes a Gezeira Shava, Kicha Mistei Ephraim. That just like over there, money was used to effect the kinyan, to make the transaction, well, so too over here, kesef is used in the case of Kiddushin. But it seems like a very arbitrary, random way to learn out marriage from the field of Ephraim. What is the deeper meaning? Rav Ram Gurvitz, the Geset Rosh Hashiva Shlita, says an amazing answer. Picture the scene. Imagine the evening after this day, the events of that day. Ephraim is sitting at his supper table with his wife, and she says to him, "How was your day?" He says, "My day? It was the most amazing day I've ever had. I made a deal of the century. Do you remember that field that I couldn't get rid of? I was willing to give it away for free. Well, I just sold it for top dollar, for 400 silver shekel." Contrast that with Avram Avinu. He's reflecting on his day, and he's thinking he's got the deal of the century, because this is the place which has eternal value. Adam and Chava are buried there, and this will be the resting place of all the Avos and the Emohos. It's priceless. He would have paid anything for it. Deal of the century. Both parties were reflecting on the day, and they thought they had made the deal of the century. The chassan as well should think, I'm the luckiest guy in the whole world. My wife is 1 in a million. The kala should likewise think, he's the most fabulous guy, the best guy on the planet. If both parties look at it, that they've got the deal of the century, that they're the luckiest people in the world, that's really how we should perceive marriage. If both parties are reflecting on their marriage in that way, then that is the recipe for success for a happy marriage. And that's really why the source for Kesef Kiddushin is derived from this seemingly arbitrary place at the beginning of this week's Sedra.